What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome to the 2023 WGC Dell Match Play and some Corrales betting picks and preview show. DB here, Pat Perry. It's earlier on a Monday than normal. So, we're getting this out here early because the match play starts on Wednesday. Don't forget, you're talking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday worth of match play action. Plus, you got Corrales, Punta Cana going on. It's going to be a busy week. We're already hot and running, Pat. We doing good? We ready?
We are. We're hot and running. We're kind of a little bit flustered trying to get all this done earlier. We're off schedule, DB. I like things on schedule. Okay. I like to have a little normalcy to things.
Yes.
And now I got my wife out of town. I got all the kids and stuff, and then we're doing things earlier. It's just crazy. But the good news is I get to have my evening back a little bit on a Monday night.
You've got the Corn Ferry Tour event right there in your backyard at
Yes.
the landings this week. Excited about that, right?
I am. The course looks fantastic. Deer Creek. So the field is interesting. There's not as many recognizable names this year that I'm used to seeing, but yeah, it's going to be good. A lot of players in town for the Corn Ferry Tour, and so I get to go to the special lawn. DB,
you get to go what?
The special lawn.
What is the special lawn?
It's just a special lawn that you get to go on and drink stuff.
Is that what it's called? The special lawn?
I call it the special lawn. That is kind of a, yeah.
I was about to say, hopefully someone in branding and marketing at the Corn Ferry Tour landings came up with something better than,
yeah.
Why don't we call it the special lawn?
Yeah, but
okay.
But I'm celebrating a little bit more than just the special lawn today.
Yes, you are. You are. Another win.
Another hit. Taylor Moore.
50-1 on Pat's Not That Anyone Really Cares betting card. How many units is that now that you're up there, Pat?
We're up 32.75. 32 units up. And thanks to Chris Kirk and now Taylor Moore, which Taylor Moore, I don't even recall if we mentioned him much on either of our DFS shows or the betting show. You've probably combed through and you can tell me if I mentioned him or not. I don't know if I did. I apologize if I didn't. But if you're paying attention to the card, he showed up. He showed up a little bit later for me, and when I put the card out, there he was. He was on there, and you got to win if you followed it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think I didn't go back and listen. I think there was a little conversation about him. I think he may have been mentioned in the First Look show last week in the Discord, but I don't know. It was a late comer for sure. I had Tommy Fleetwood. You also had Tommy Fleetwood. Yeah. I also had Wyndham Clark. So we had three names in the top five. We had the winner, the T3, and the fifth place finisher. It was quite an exciting Sunday. It was great to see. Wish Tommy Fleetwood kind of would have hit because then we both would have had the winner on the card. I am bleeding units since I last hit Max Homa. I am now only up 7 units on the season after hitting 3 winners. And you're catching up to me. All it took was drawing a butterfly on your face. I got to start. I feel like I'm approaching okay, what am I going to draw on my face territory? I feel like
we need it there. Maybe in the comments, people should say, what does DB need to draw on his face? I don't know. That can get a little bit.
I know exactly. Be original. Don't say, draw cock and balls on your face, DB.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I do feel good about my card last week. To have the guy finish third and the guy who finished fifth on the card makes me feel like, okay, we're in the right spot. And it also just reminds you how lucky, you kind of have to be to hit a winner in golf, and how unlucky sometimes you are when it doesn't happen. I mean, and how unlucky was Adam Schenk with that ball, that driver he hit on 18. God bless America. Had it rolled.
I mean, not one fan could have just been like, oh, oops.
Oh, if that was Speed's ball, for a fact.
It would have ended up perfect lie, full swing. The heavens are showing light through the trees, so just to the pin.
Ball's right here.
Yeah.
Somebody
but not for Adam Schenk. No, he's stymied on a tree and has to hit it left-handed.
Damn, in the tree. Got squirrels building, squirrels gathering his ball up in the tree. Surprised they didn't move it in the tree. It was bad. And he classy guy. He classy. I like Adam Schenk. I was definitely pulling for Taylor Moore at that point. So, glad he won. But
what are we doing with Fleetwood, though? I know we don't need to talk about this and rehash this too much.
I think he's still there, man. I think he's still there.
I think he is, too. Yeah.
To bogey that par 5 is bad, but I think he's still there. I do. But it was definitely a fun week. We got some stuff right too in the top 20s, bro. We hit 3 of our top 20s. We gave out a 6-pack. We hit Tommy Ladd at plus 140, Denny McCarthy at plus 150, and Wyndham Clark at plus 175. So good stuff there. It was a fun show. Fun show. Well, before we get into it, I mean, we're going to talk about kind of how to approach the match play, a little bit about the golf course. We covered some of that in the DFS show. If you listen to that, we're not going to go super games. We don't have to go like game theory world in on the betting show like we did in the DFS show. I want to remind everybody about our friends at Leaderboard. The show presented to you by our friends at Leaderboard. You can download the app right now for free in iOS stores only. Android is coming. We've been using the app for months now. It's a fantastic app. You don't pay for anything. And it's, we talk about all the things that the app does, but, we talk about how it keeps track of your gambling games with your buddies and how, at the end, it'll dot your card. It'll tell you who's stroking. At the end, it'll tell you who owes who money, and it'll send you to Venmo. And we tell you about how it keeps up. They've got a relationship with the USGA. And when you put in your score, it sends it straight to your GIN. So you don't have to put it in two different places. I want to talk today about the stats, Pat, because I've been playing on it a good bit. You have too. I played yesterday. And these are my cumulative stats on leaderboards since we started keeping up with it. And I mean, man, if you just want to keep track of your own game and realize like what's going on and what where things are going wrong. I mean, my putts per round, not fantastic. 35.46 putts per round is
I'm
not
gonna
great.
have to get mine out and compare a little bit here.
Now, I'm shocked that my fairways hit is higher than my greens and reg, honestly. And this is I've probably got, I don't know, 5 or 6 rounds logged so far. But I mean, I'm shocked that my fairways hit is up. But look at I missed to the left 30%. I missed to the right 20. I mean, I got like this two-way miss thing going on. But then for some reason, my greens and reg, I'm short a lot of the time. 30% of the time I'm short. Probably because I'm having to take penalty strokes. Low round 81, high round 91. Birdie or better in a round 3. What's really fun is I got 3 birdies or better in the round. I shot a 91 at your place. That was fantastic. Best 5-hole streak, 1 under. Most fairways hit, 11 in a round. 9 GIRs in a round. And fewest putts, only 33. 33 fewest putts. Good God almighty. Yeah, I guess I'm probably worse on the par 3s. I think that's what I'm kind of seeing there. Anyway, it's fun to keep track of your stats, your advanced stats in Leaderboard. Check it out. Use referral code TJ when you download. And don't forget, the family sweat bet is happening. Jason Duffner was the top 20 at 9-1 last week. He finished like T36. He gave us hope. We had Shink as the family sweat bet a couple weeks ago, and then look what he does. We're just now missing it, but we're going to continue that going through Masters Week. I don't have the family sweat bet voted on today because we're doing the show early, but we'll put it out in the Discord. I'll tweet about it. We'll put it on Instagram, whatever, so you can know who the family sweat bet is. It's going to be a long shot. And Leaderboard.
Is it going to be Corrales or is it going to be match play?
I don't know. It may be Corrales. I don't know.
I feel like we should do Corrales. We may have a really good shot to hit it.
Maybe
with Corrales.
But Leaderboard wants it to be like a 4-1 or 5-1 or longer. I mean, like 8-1 or longer. So like when you get like 8-1 top 20s at Corrales, you're talking about like bad names.
Yeah.
So we might have to figure something out. We'll work on that. We'll spread the news. But all you need to know is you have to have downloaded the app and used our code. And then if you did, and the family sweat bet hits, somebody's getting paid cash money. Like $400, $500, whatever. It depends on the bet. So link in the description of the podcast and the YouTube video. All right, Pat, let's talk about Austin Country Club. Par 71, around 7,100 yards. Pete Dye design. Been playing here for like, I don't know, it's like 5 or 6 years. Pretty forgiving fairways, kind of slopey, got some elevation changes. Obviously, you got to deal with the Texas wind, which looking at the forecast is going to blow this week. It looks like we're not going to have any serious weather issues, but sustained winds and some gusts in the 20s, even 30s at times, sustained winds in the mid-teens. It's going to be good. The greens are Bermuda, but a little bit of POA in there. They're smaller than average, definitely slopey greens as well, runoffs if you miss them. We've seen kind of any style can win here. Your Kevin Kisners, your Matt Kuchars have done really well here, but so have, Scotty Scheffler, obviously. Billy Horschel's done well here. I think Bubba won here. Jason Day's won here. So, you need guys that can make birdies in bunches because you got to get, you need to win holes. It's okay if you make a triple and you lose a hole. Just make a bunch of birdies, score. Pete Dye prowess, match play prowess helps. But I think predominantly approach play and then kind of that, putting and around the green, being able to drop a putt on somebody's key. we said this in the DFS show. This is not a super stat heavy, model heavy situation. This is very much not that. Match play is different. This tournament is wildly variant, except for
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler being really good at it because he's like runner up and winner the last 2 years. But wildly variant. Last year, you had 8 out of the 16 number 1 seeds come out of their pod, which was the most ever since it's been at Austin Country Club. In 2021, you only had 1, and it was John Rahm. That was it. Every other 1 seed lost, did not come out of their group play out of the pod. It was crazy. So you've got to embrace a little bit of volatility for sure, even in your betting stuff. So I think this is probably a decent live betting opportunity as well. If we can, maybe make your calls on certain groups and get some units out there, but then wait for group play to get finished, and then kind of take your picks coming down the stretch with some other guys. I mean, I don't know. The winner's going to play 7 matches. So you got to be a grinder. You're going to play 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday if you win. What else, Pat? What else am I missing here for kind of basics of the match play?
No, I think that's it. I mean, there's a lot of different bets that you can make there this week. So,
Yeah.
you can bet on guys just to come out of the group if you want to do that. You can bet on, there's a lot of different props that you can look at. So pay attention to that. It's going to look a little different on your betting site this week. So look at some of those because you might be able to take advantage of some numbers other than just looking at your outrights and things like that.
Yep. Talked a little bit about this in the DFS show, but you've got these like underlying stories, I think, developing. I guess the most urgent one is World Golf Rankings and the Masters. To qualify for the Masters, you have to be in the top 50 in the World Golf Ranking by the end of this week if you're not otherwise in the field. And there are a number of names in this field that fit that category that are either just inside the top 50 or just outside of it, need a good week coming in. And then there's, probably far secondary to that because we've got a bunch of time left. It's kind of the Ryder Cup, U.S. and European Tour standings. There's some surprising names that are kind of outside the top 6 and inside the top 6 even. So just some guys there that may want to prove themselves a little bit, but they just want to, I don't think we said this on the DFS show too. I don't think the veterans necessarily have to prove themselves in terms of match play. But if you're a young guy and you've maybe only had 1 President's Cup or even Ryder Cup under you, or you've not had one at all, I do think, having some good matches on your resume will only help make it easier for Captain Donald and ZJ, right? Come the fall.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. These guys do want to show that they have some match play prowess, as you said earlier. Match play prowess.
Match play
I
prowess.
wish we had that stat somewhere.
Yeah. Well, we have match play records.
Well, yeah. We do.
You did have, so I guess last year, Scotty Scheffler won at 20-1, Billy Ho, Kevin Kisner won at 80-1, Bubba won at 50-1, DJ at 10-1, Jason Day at 14-1. So we've had some short knockers, some short numbers, and we've had some, couple bombs with Horschel and Kisner. I mean, those are bombs for a 64-man field. So probably going to stay in that short to mid. I got a lot of guys in this mid range here.
Yeah, same
let's
here.
Maybe let's just talk. Let's pull back up the groups because this is fun. Let me pull back up the groups here. So we'll take it by sides of the board here. So I guess we talked at length about each group in the DFS show. I don't want to quite do that here, but let's just go group one pick. Who wins the group? And are you interested in betting any of these players outright?
Well, I think in Group 1, we talked about this on the DFS show. I just don't feel like either of these guys are going to get out of the group other than Scotty Scheffler, the way he's playing right now. You mentioned how good he is here anyway. He's plus, I think, plus 120, somewhere around there, plus 115 to get out of the group. There's not even anybody in this group that's really even close to that.
Are those odds out somewhere? I've been looking for those.
Well, I'm looking at I don't know. Maybe these are implied odds. I don't know, or aggregate odds. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, total agreement here. We can probably move quickly through this one. I mean, I'm not going to bet anyone in this group. I'm not going to bet Scheffler just at what is he? What's his number right now? Oh crap, where'd he go?
He's 8-1.
Yeah. Just with the variance of this event, there's no chance I'm doing that. All right, so group 16 is who they would be playing. I mean, that's the other thing is like, as you look at the quadrants, trying to think through like if you're looking at the whole bracket, what do you think is the easiest of the 4 big sections? Which one's the easiest to come through? I don't think it's the Scheffler one. I don't think it's like the Scheffler, Sungjae, Morikawa, Hovland one.
I
So,
don't. Yeah, I definitely don't think that's one of the easiest ones.
I think honestly, like, looking at Rahm's, like, Rahm, Young,
Th
Finau, Zalatoris.
that's the one I was thinking. What is that? The top right quadrant?
Yeah, like, other than Rahm's, murderer's row of a pod, that group seems doable. And then I'm kinda torn between the other 2 sections. It might just be Rahm's group. So, like, I don't know, like, obviously, I'm not trying to bet too many players coming out of the same pod, although you can. I also wanna kinda look as a whole and say, like, where do I think is the easiest spot to come out of and get me at least a chance, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I think it might be Rahm's section, and there's a couple long shots in there that one long shot in there that I like. I actually like more long shots in the Xander, Fitzpatrick, Hatton, Rory section. But all right, let's keep going. All right. Sung Jae, Mav, Fleetwood, JT. Who do you think's coming out of the group? Are you willing to bet anybody?
I think that I feel like Fleetwood's coming out of this group. Um, he is not the favorite, obviously, to win this group. Sung J.M. is, but and then if you look at Fleetwood's number, 45-1. I don't really mind that number. Now this is a tough section to come out of, but I do like Fleetwood out of this group for sure, and I do think he can win it. I think he can win the whole thing.
I
He would
I
have
don't
to get by Scheffler though.
I don't feel great about it. I do think I, for some reason, like, I feel like, is it weird that I feel like Fleetwood is more likely to come out of the group, but if Sungjae came out of the group, I feel better about Sungjae beating Scheffler? Does that make any sense?
I mean, it kind of does. You're probably, saying that you think Fleetwood may, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make sense. I'm not really sure, but the thing is here's where it does make sense. Getting out of the group, and then once you're into the match play portion of it, well, I guess it's all match. You know what I mean? Like once you're in the bracket where it's like win or go
Yeah.
home, it's a
Yeah.
different thing.
Right.
The group play is what it is, and
Right. I don't trust. I may feel like Fleetwood is playing really well right now, which is great. So I feel like he's got this like high floor, but so is Sungjae. Like, what are we talking about? So is Sungjae.
yeah,
And if I'm looking at Sungjae squared off against Scheffler, I just feel like in a sudden death situation, sure, Scheffler's probably going to beat his ass, but I just trust Sungjae to kind of go tit for tat with him
I
and go.
think Sungjae would be a more aggressive player in match play
I
than
just trust him to like make more putts because
yeah.
God dang it, Tommy can't make a putt.
I would probably agree with you there.
So I think
But
I've
there's
just
still
talked.
part of me that thinks Fleetwood can come out of this group.
I do think he can come out of this group, but I don't think he can. I don't think he's going to get past. Now, granted, we're assuming Scheffler. We're assuming Scheffler wins.
Yeah. He's the biggest favorite in his group, I think.
I think this makes me want to bet Sungjae at 40-1 on DraftKings. I think that's where I'm. I think that's where I'm now leaning. I think I want to bet Sungjae at 40-1.
Okay.
Okay.
This
Next.
is how match play goes, by the way. This is like one week of the season.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is sort of talking through it while you're looking at it because
Yeah.
we've already done a full DFS show and now we're looking at it from a betting perspective. So some things are going to change for sure, but it is you have to kind of talk through like one step ahead. Like when you're just looking at a normal golf tournament, it's like, okay, well, I think this guy can win.
Yeah.
I don't care what his bracket looks like or whatever. Like it's a different ball game here. So there'll probably be a little more just of this type back and forth, I think, of just trying to figure out where we want to land.
And that reminds me to, like, we talked about this too, like, write out a bracket. Do
Yes,
brackets, fill out
absolutely.
brackets, and kinda that helps you understand, okay, wow, okay, now this guy's actually got to beat he's gonna have to end up beating these guys to get here. Do I really believe that can happen, you know? I mean, we talked about how crazy variable this golf tournament is, so it can definitely happen, but
I
grant
think you could even actually do a bracket, but backwards. Like start with your final four, and
okay,
then kind of build out from there and see what happens.
how do they
You
get
know?
there? Oh, we could get weird. We could get strange.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next group. So the next group is going to be Hovland, Kuchar, Chris Kirk, Siwoo Kim. I think that Siwoo is an automatic bet because it's a Pete Dye course. He's aggressive in nature. He's played well this year. We know he does not give a rip who he's playing against. If he's feeling himself and he's on, he is very, very, very capable of beating anyone in the field. And at 80 to 1 on DraftKings right now, that's worth getting now. I don't know how much more comfortable I would be if it dropped down to like 60 or 50. I don't think I would probably love it, but I just think that's just too good of a number with Siwoo's upside and his attitude and the way he plays golf. Now, also very, very, very low floor on Siwoo. If
Yeah, there
Siwoo
is.
cares or if Siwoo says, I don't want to play 7 matches, bump this, then you're out. But it's 80 to 1, so it's a bomb. The other, the angel on my shoulder is telling me that Victor Hovland at 25 to 1 on DK
Yes.
is a name that I like, is a value that I like. Um,
I think you listen to that angel.
you think that's the one? I just think, he's not in the toughest pod. I mean, I just said what I said about Siwoo, but he's also got a really low floor. He's not in the toughest pod. I still don't. I mean, Jason Day, Morikawa, Victor Perez, Svenson's a solid group. It's not a murderer's row by any means. So I think if Hovland can get through, he's been playing well. So I don't know. I kind of feel like Hovland is the other bet at 25 to 1. He is 3-3 in match play here at Austin Country Club.
Hovland is who I looked at from a shorter odds
Yeah,
perspective. It is if I'm regardless of all the things around him and what pot he's in and where he is in the bracket and all kinds of things. Like if I'm just looking at, well, like I just said, if I'm looking at like bringing in my final four or my final two, and I think I could see Hovland in there, and I could see him holding the trophy at the end of the day. Why not bet him at 25 to 1? So he to me is one of my favorites up at the top. And I mentioned on the DFS show I wasn't quite necessarily sold on him. But again, this feels like a good place for Hovland. He's a great approach player. Approach is, probably the number one stat you're going to want to look at this week.
wins.
So I think
Wind is coming.
Hovland's the one. On the shorter end, he's got him and Homa, which we'll probably talk about Homa in a little bit too. But
Yep. Well, let's keep moving then. Colin Morikawa leads Group 9. Victor Perez, Jason Day, and Adam Svensson in that group. I mean, I would imagine we feel the same here. Jason Day at 33 to 1 on BetMGM is what I'm seeing. That's the only one out of that group I'm interested in. And yeah, and that's it. I mean, past champion here at Austin CC. He is 8-7 at this place, 24-15 all time in match play. Obviously playing extremely well right now. So for me, it's Jason Day here, and that's it.
yeah, I think that's a good number too. If you get him at 33 to 1. Another thing too that you can look at on betting is, maybe just to get into the final four. So Jason Day is plus 750 at that number too. So if you think obviously that there's a lot that can change and it's hard to win this golf tournament. So if you think he might just get the top four, then at least bet that too.
I just don't think I would bet a top four. I mean, if you get in the top four, dang, I mean, you only got to win. You've already won 5 matches, right? Is that right? You've already won 5. You've only got 2 more to
Well,
win. all the
No, you haven't
variants,
you haven't won 5.
or you've gotten through 5. You've
You've
played 5.
gotten through 5, but you
You've
could
got
have.
all the variants in front of you, like, but I can get the odds at near, you know, at 4.5 times, to just bet you outright if I think you're gonna if I
Well, you
think
still gotta win 2 more once
I
you get
know,
to the
but, like,
final.
I just don't love the value on that if top 4. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, I don't I
Also,
mean,
we didn't talk about this. Is Jason Day gonna be okay playing if he plays 7 matches? I mean, he's shown no signs of injury issues or
yeah.
sniffles or maybe, you know, shingles, maybe, or any other anything else he's got going on.
I
Is
feel like he'll be fine, yeah.
COVID-19 is still a thing? I don't know. Like,
We maybe that narrative's going away. Maybe he's not sickly anymore, DB. Maybe he is a picture of perfect health. And
yeah.
now that we say that, if something's gonna happen, he's gonna get hurt and miss the Masters and
Oh, you just did it. Okay. All right, next group. They're gonna have so that's kind of the top left side of the bracket. They're gonna come and have to face off against the bottom left side of the bracket here, which I have on the right side of the screen if you're watching on YouTube. Patrick Cantlay leads off Group 4 along with Nick Taylor, Brian Harmon, KH Lee. I mean, this was the group we talked about as just the most obvious. Um, Everyone's going to assume Cantlay wins, which of course means he's not going to win. However,
mhm,
if you were to bet anybody else in here, I don't know that I would trust him to get beyond the next stage. So this is a completely stay away for me.
I agree. Total stay away.
Okay. I also am staying away from the next group, Group 13. Sam Burns, Adam Hadwin, Seamus Power, Adam Scott. I just can't wrap my mind around any one of these guys being, at the moment, any better or worse than the other one. I mean, I guess Sam
I
Burns,
mean,
then
maybe Sam
maybe,
Burns.
yeah. I mean, Sam Burns is definitely the better player. I'm just saying. I mean, Seamus took it deep here last year. Scott's got a decent match play record. Um, I just can't. I don't know what to do with this group. So it's just this one's also I'm completely avoiding.
See, this is where and maybe, when things look too obvious, that's when it's obviously, things it's gonna end up being where somebody from this top half is gonna win or at least, come out. But when I'm looking at that side of the bracket, those top 8, none of them to me get past either a Max Homa or a Jordan Spieth, if
Yeah,
those are the 2 that happen to come out of the bottom 2. Like, it just like, it's way more obvious to me looking at that bracket than it is the upper half of seeing exactly, what I'm gonna, you know, who I think can win. And
yeah.
I think this one is a little more pronounced for sure.
Complete agreement. I mean, this is really where you start looking at the lower left quadrant and thinking like this is a little bit of a weaker section here. And I wouldn't be surprised if someone out of Group 5 or Group 12 is the one that makes it to the Final Four here. But
Yeah.
so let's take a look at those groups. So we've got Max Homa leading off Group 5 against Justin Suh, Hideki, Kevin Kisner. Everybody listening to the Tour Junkies podcast knows what I'm about to say. It's Max Homa because you're continuing to give me Max Homa at 20-1 plus right now. He's at 20-1 on DK. That's the best number currently. I could imagine that number would shorten. I would happily take that number. I mean, for all the reasons, Max Homa continues to be amazing at golf regularly. He looks like a different player than he did a few years ago. He's 3-3 here at Austin CC, 4-3 overall. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a clear Max Homa ride for me. I don't
I
think
think he's getting
wants
lucky.
to play
Not,
7 matches.
yeah, and I think he's getting a little lucky in that, or fortunate, maybe a better word, that Kiz is where he
Yeah.
is right now. I mean, because anytime you go
What
into
is his
match play,
odds? I didn't even look. I didn't.
anytime you go into match play and Kiz ends up in your side, in your group, you're going to be a little concerned just because of the way he plays in match play. I mean, his match play record is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's just nuts. I mean, 22, 6-1 here at Austin Country Club. But he's just struggling right now. He's not, he just doesn't seem to have it. Kind of surprised he actually made the cut at the Players, but so I think he's starting to do some things right, but not enough to win this side here or win this group and get out. So totally with you. I think Max Homa is the one you go with here.
Kiss is 130 to 1 on DK.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, they are gonna play the winner of Group 12, which is Jordan Spieth, Mackenzie Hughes, Shane Lowry, Taylor Montgomery. We said this in the DFS show. I think we can just scratch a line through Mackenzie Hughes here. Jordan's obviously playing really well. He's got a, pretty I think it's pretty freaking good match play record overall here. 10-7-3, 16-15-4 all time. Taylor Montgomery obviously has no record at all to speak of. And Shane Lowry has flat out sucked here. He's 2-7-3 at Austin CC, 7-16-3 overall in match play. He just has gotten thumped in match play over his career. So to me, we talked about this on the show. I don't want to have a whole lot of these situations where I'm betting two guys, but I might bet two guys here. It might be Jordan and Taylor Montgomery for me. Jordan is 25 to 1 on DraftKings. Taylor is 100 to 1 on FanDuel, and I think it's
Whoa.
the 100.
Okay.
Yeah, the 100 to 1 you know is what gets my britches all.
Yeah, because I've seen him 80 to 1. I think he's 80 to 1 on DK.
I'm looking right
Uh,
now. He's 100 to 1 on FanDuel, and that
yeah, I love that.
That got me going. So, I mean, with his putting ability and ability to drop a putt at any moment on somebody and just break you off and break your heart and all the things.
Well, and you don't have to, when you're if you play DFS and you bet, you kind of have to throw out some of your DFS mentality with some of the betting. Like you don't it's okay if you want to bet on two guys from the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
group. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not really a big deal. And I think if, this is certainly one. There's a couple others where I feel like I
Yeah.
could bet two
Mhm.
guys out of the same group. Even though I know you're crossing each other out, one's going to win and one's going to lose. So it's not, but still, um, it's going to happen here.
Yeah.
And I like Montgomery a lot, but I also like Spieth too.
Yeah, man, I don't think you should bet 3 out of the same group,
No, I'm
like,
not doing that. Yeah,
that's probably a little bit much, but yeah, I mean, and plus we're talking about that lower left side. If they can get through and then manage to beat, well, who we presume to be Max Homa, I feel like the winner out of the 13 and 4 groups, maybe can't lay, I guess is where it. So I mean, nothing, no path is like easy. There's just a easier or harder, I guess. So okay, so that kind of wraps up that side of the bracket. Let's take a look at the other side. Let's start with the John Rahm, just absolute killer group 2. Rahm, Fowler, Billy Horschel, and Keith Mitchell. Talk about a group where, I mean, you could make a reason to bet 3 of these 4 guys. I mean, Billy
yeah.
Ho is a past champion, but he's just not the same. He's not been playing the same. His ball striking has been absolutely terrible. Just not the same quality of golf lately. So I think we can quickly throw him out. John Rahm, I think from a betting standpoint, we're not interested in 11 to 1 in a highly variable match play situation. So to me, the question is, are we going to bet Ricky Fowler and Keith Mitchell, or are we betting Ricky Fowler or Keith Mitchell? That is the question for group 2, who would face the winner of group 15. That is Cam Young, Davis Thompson, Sepp Straka, and Corey Connors. What are we thinking?
For me, it would be Ricky Fowler. What's the best number you're seeing him at? I've seen him 60 to
60,
1.
60 on DK. And then I have 60 to 1 on Mitchell and DK as
Yeah,
well. This is
and I
one
I
where,
know you're a Mitchell guy, and so am I. I love,
why do I always believe he's gonna win? Like, what is my thing with him? Is it because I hit him at 150 like 3 years ago?
yeah, probably that.
I just
Um,
can't stop betting the guy.
well, I mean, he's obviously he's a fantastic golfer, and he's almost won this year too. So, but so is Ricky. I mean, Ricky's been playing really well. Ricky's still got to get into the Masters, and if he comes out of this group, I feel like I could easily see him moving on to the next round, and then you never know what's going to happen. So, for me, it's Ricky if I'm choosing between the two.
Ricky's
And I
sitting
what's his match play record too?
His match play record overall is 12-8-5. He's 0-1-2 here. So just 1 year playing in the group play here. I don't think that's a big deal, but he's got a winning record in match play. Keith Mitchell is 2-3-1 here and overall. This is his only match play experience.
Mhm.
I guess he clearly made it out of group play, but Ricky is 59th in the world golf rankings. So he's got to climb 9 spots at the end of this week to get in the top 50 to play Augusta. Keith Mitchell is at 45. So chances are he's probably just fine to play Augusta. He would have to not come out of group play, and then other people do certain things as well, I bet, to drop him a full 5 spots or 6 spots out of the ranking.
Yeah.
But you also have the if I can keep up with all my stuff here. You've also got like the Ryder Cup stuff. I mean, Ricky Fowler is 21st in the standings. Keith Mitchell is 18th. You know, something to think about. Spieth, who we just talked about, is 11th. So I think it's maybe I'll just bet Ricky and just that be it. Maybe I've gone too far with Keith. I wonder if
I don't know.
maybe people put that in the comments. Tell me, have I gone too far? Talk me into or out of Keith Mitchell. That would be great. Also, let me talk you guys into tracking your bets better. You need to be tracking your bets. And you need to be tracking the bets of those who you tail. And our friends at Pickett, perfect spot to do that. I've got it here up on the screen. You can take a look at it. These are screenshots from my Pickett account. It's a fantastic app. It's free, and they're actually paying you to download it. So all you got to do is click the link in the description of the video, both in YouTube and podcast, but you have to use referral code TJ when you sign up. Free to download. The app is free to use throughout the app. In fact, they're going to pay you. If you download it and you use referral code TJ, they're going to either send you $3 or $100. Somebody wins $100 every single day downloading the Pickett app, and they'll send it to you via PayPal. Free money just to download the app. I mean, hell, throw the $3 on Taylor Montgomery at 100-1 to win the WGC Dell Match play.
Yeah.
But you can see here on the screen, it tracks everything. You link up over 20 sports books and DFS sites, including Prize Picks and Underdog. If you're in a state like Georgia, where we are, where you can't legally have a gambling account, but you can play Underdog or Prize Picks, this is what you're looking at here on my screen. You can see my calendar from January, February, historical. It shows you profitability, units, all that stuff, which helps you understand what you do well, but also it helps you. You can see this for any user on Pickett. So you can follow popular handicappers, other sports bettors, people doing content, and see, are they betting who they actually say they're betting and what they're betting and how good are they? This is my Prize Picks record. You can kind of see, like, am I better at the round robins than the parlays? Yes, I am. Clearly that's there. Am I better at Prize Picks or Underdog? That's there. Player props, all this kind of stuff. It's all easy to see in the Pickett app, Pikkit, but just use the link in the description. And don't forget to use promo code or referral code TJ to get it. All right. Thank you to Pickett. Check them out. All right. All right. Let's talk about the next bracket. Cam Young, Davis Thompson, Sepp Straka, Corey Connors. This one's pretty automatic for me. It's the bet is Cam Young at 33-1 on MGM right now. I wouldn't be shocked if it's gotten shorter. Let me refresh and see if it has. Still at 33-1. That is the best number I see for Cam Young. Paul Tesori on the bag now after leaving Webb Simpson after 12 years. The two have broken up after 12 years, and Paul Tesori finds himself on Cam Young's bag. Talk about landing on your feet, Paul. Huh?
Yeah, didn't have to.
Good for you, bud.
Didn't have to sweat it for too long.
Although I will say, Paul's going to have to, he's going to have to like look at yardage books every week and be like, okay, oh shit, I got to figure out the carry distance to that bunker out there, because he probably hasn't had to do that a whole lot for Webb.
Yeah, a little different distances here.
So. But to me, Cam Young is the clear bet coming out of here if you're going to bet anybody. I mean, not that Straka and Connors and Davis Thompson aren't good players, but I think Tesori is going to give Cam Young an instant bump. He just a veteran caddy, incredible player. Cam Young's problem is on the greens. Paul Tesori, to me, alleviates a lot of those problems. A la Ted Scott to Scotty Scheffler. Not that Scotty Scheffler had problems, but I think he does a lot for him. I think Joe Skovron does a lot for a guy like Tom Kim. I think it's a really good move on Cam Young's part. And I would imagine, I don't know who Cam Young had on the bag, but I would imagine that somebody's agent knows somebody else's agent, or maybe it's a Wake Forest Demon Deacons connection between Webb and Cam. But my guess is that, and I don't know that this happened, but my guess is that the Webb Paul Tesori thing was a breakup first, and then somebody was like, Cam, you got to jump on this. Like, Paul Tesori's available, and Cam was like, yep, fire my guy, hire Paul. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but That's what I think. Hello?
Sorry, you're like lagging big time on me now. I can't even you're so far behind.
I'm
I
not
can hear
lagging.
you good, so maybe we should just continue on, but
Yeah.
your movements and all that kind of
It
stuff
looks
is
fine to
way
me. I don't know. I don't know
yeah.
what's going on. Our
Okay. Anyway,
technologies.
yeah, good stuff on Whip. Okay. What else?
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, are you betting anybody? You betting Cam Young here? What are we doing?
I'm a little concerned about Cam Young. I mean, I get that,
What?
I like that Webb's on the bag and all that kind of stuff.
Webb is not on the bag. Paul Tesori's on the
I
bag.
mean,
Did
Paul
you just
Tesori's on the bag. Yeah,
Are you okay?
Webb's on the bag. What if Webb was on the bag?
Pull it together.
Um, but I just think I don't know. You think Cam Young could actually win this whole thing?
Yeah, it's that wild of a tournament. Yes.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. And then I think if he comes out of this group, I think Ricky or John Rahm's beating him anyway.
Okay.
So
All right, well, let's move to Group 7 then. Willie
okay.
Z. Willie Z heads this one up. Andrew Putnam, Ryan Fox, Harris English. Some would call this a weak group. I call it an opportunity to bet on Ryan Fox at 100-1 on
Exactly. Yes.
FanDuel. I am betting on Foxy Ryan at 100-1 for sure. I mean, Willie Z's been okay. He's been okay. He's been solid, but I think there's some question marks with Willie Z still. He's had to change up his swing with the health issues and all that stuff. I think we're still kind of seeing the kinks worked out there. Obviously, the putting situation, that was a hot topic last year at this tournament, was like people were going to be making Willie Z putt everything out because the stroke was so terrible. But Ryan Fox playing well, had a good Players Championship, played well at the API. 100-1 FanDuel is too good to pass up. I'll hit it.
Yeah, I like Ryan Fox a lot. We talked about him a decent amount on the DFS show as well. Big fan. Love the way he's been playing lately. Not only over here, but over in Europe as well. Several top 20s recently. Has gone super low in a few rounds. So the guy can make a lot of birdies. Big fan of Ryan Fox here. Willie Z's interesting. I feel like Willie Z's going to be forgotten about a little bit this week. And, I mean, what did he do last year in match play?
He
I didn't
finished
even
fifth. He finished fifth here last year.
yeah. So, 4-3-1 was his record. Got out of his group.
Yep.
Uh,
28th the year before.
but
Got out of his group both years, I guess, huh?
yeah, he did. But I don't know if I really like betting him at 28-1 is what I see. You may see a little bit better.
Yeah, I don't.
I think Ryan Fox though is kind of the long shot that I've been zeroing in on since the brackets came out. So
Yeah.
I think you got to make you got to just go with a long shot in a few of these, and he's the one that I like here.
All right, let's keep on. Let's moving. So if you come out of the Wills Outdoors group, you're playing Tony Finau, Christian Bezadenhout, Kurt Kitayama, or Adrian Meronk in Group 10. I don't have anyone here. I mean, I know we kind of talked about this group, a couple guys in this group we liked for DFS, but from a betting standpoint, I don't love anyone here.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I'm not there. There's not anybody here that really jumps out at me a ton.
I mean, in those last two groups in this top right quadrant, I mean, Fox, Willie Z, Finau are really the only three people I see could have a chance at beating Rahm, Mitchell, Fowler, Cam Young to come out
Yeah.
of that top group. That's the problem. Like, I don't trust Seabez or even, Meronk or English or Putnam, for God's sakes, to like beat any one of those guys up top. So it's just really hard to.
Yeah.
I mean, Fox is a multiple time winner overseas, and he's played in majors and he's done well in majors. Like, he's a different kind of cat. Meronk is up and coming and just won on the DP World Tour. He's definitely hot, but I don't know that he's got the same chops as Ryan Fox to me.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
All right, last quadrant, which is the lower right. So top left here on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. Rory McIlroy heading up Group 3. Scott Stallings, Keegan Bradley, and Denny McCarthy. I don't think I'm going to bet anybody here either. We talked about this group a little bit, talked about maybe Denny could come out of this group if he's hot and rolling the rock, but I don't trust Denny to continue into outright victory for us. Do you?
Yeah. No, I do not. And I don't want to bet on Rory.
No. So nobody in this group, right?
Nope.
All right, so some tough decisions here in some of these other groups, but I like it. Terrell Hatton in Group 14 is the lead dog with Ben Griffin, Russell Henley, and Lucas Herbert. We narrowed this one down quickly. We felt like Ben Griffin and Terrell Hatton were the two here. Did we like? Did we miss? Did we just like skip over Henley? Like, does he have some sort of amazing track record here that I'm missing out on? No, he's 2-6-1 here.
Yeah, he's just played a lot of match play, but it's not that great.
Hatton is 4-3 here. Griffin's obviously a first timer. So I don't think I can bet Griffin to win it. I don't see Griffin winning the whole thing. I do think I can bet Hatton 25-1
I
on
think you can bet
DraftKings
Hatton for sure.
in MGM. Yeah. So Hatton
Absolutely.
is there's some yeah, Hatton is 14th in the European Ryder Cup standings, which is crazy to me. And you know, the European captains are known to be a little more out there with their captains picks. Like they won't necessarily go right down the board, 7-12.
Yeah.
So I would think if you're Terrell Hatton, like you want to make sure you get in that top 6. But he's 14th right now. All right, let's finish this off, huh? So Hatton at 25-1 is a bet. So then we got Xander, Cam Davis, Tom Hoagie, and Aaron Wise.
Yeah.
I actually really like Hoagie. You can get Hoagie at 66-1 on BetMGM.
Yeah, I mean, the dude is just so solid. And this is a great course for him too. So, I mean, Hoagie's been playing so well all year long. He's I don't let me look at his match play record.
He is 0-2-1.
0-2-1. He's only played it once.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put too much into that.
I mean, just to me, 66 is just a good number. I mean, Davis is, showed some promise at TPC, but do we really think he's going to come through the whole thing and win it? No.
No.
I mean, obviously Xander's there, but of the shorter numbers, it's just not a guy I want.
Yeah.
So agreement on Hoagie, huh?
Yeah.
And obviously Aaron Wise. If anybody was going to bet Aaron Wise on this show, it'd be me, and I'm not betting Aaron Wise. So, and
you
then
got to get off of that. It's time.
I'm off it. I'm off it for now.
You are so scared to even talk to him at the players. He walked by us like 3 times, and you just like it's like he's like your ex-girlfriend or something, and you don't want to like introduce yourself to him or like see this is your guy. And you're like nervous. I've never seen you so nervous around a player in my entire life.
What do you want me to do? You want me to say like, hey man, I really like you in DraftKings and stuff. My name's David. Like, what do you want? He'd be like, cool guy. How old are you? You're like 40. Get out of here.
I mean, you could just,
all right. I'll see.
Be cordial. Introduce yourself.
I'll try to sack up next time. Final group: Matt Fitzpatrick, JJ Spawn, Sahith Theegala, and Minwoo Lee. I'm pretty sure we were going to agree on this one. This is another group where I think I'm firing 2 because they're just too juicy.
I agree.
Sahith, I see at 66-1 on MGM and Minwoo at 70 on DK, unless that's changed.
Both, I think, very similar in certain ways. Like they're going to be aggressive. Yeah. I mean, Sahith's just going to be firing it off the tee left and right all over the place.
Laying it out.
He's going to make a lot of birdies, and then he's also going to have some others that it doesn't matter. He'll lose a hole, but then he makes 2 more birdies in a row.
Got that greasy short game, we've been talking about it a lot too. He's got that short game. Minwoo Lee is sitting at 47th in the world golf rankings, so he's just inside the Masters situation. He's probably looking at this knowing, like, I got to come out of group play. I really need to come out of group play to ensure I don't get passed up here. So I think that's something. Sahith's kind of way outside of the Ryder Cup standings. He's sitting at 20 right now, but that's probably something he's looking at. This might be an opportunity. He might be one of those young guys, like I said, that, I mean, because think about it a couple months from now. Let's say Sahith is 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th in the Ryder Cup standings. But he's got a 4-2 record. He comes out of group play, but he loses in the next round or something. He's got a 4-2 record, but he's got something on his record that's solid match play performance. I think that's kind of the little stuff that these young guys might be looking to do. And I love the value at 66.
No, I'm with you there for sure. And then the thing is Fitzy's just playing so bad right now. JJ Spawn's not getting out of here.
No.
So I think Minwoo Lee's just going to be throwing that 2-iron past them all and pissing them all off with that shit, which I love.
Yeah.
So he's magical with that 2-iron. He really is. I know you like how you hit your 2-iron, but I mean,
Oh, I'd love to hit it like he hits his, though.
yeah,
That's for sure. All right. Good stuff. All right. So that's the Dell match play. Let's talk Corrales, and then we'll get out of here. You want to?
yeah,
Corrales, Punta Cana. You've got. Let me listen. This is a terrible field. It's an alternate field event, but listen, there's opportunity. There's definitely opportunity. It's going to be a coastal setup. It's going to be windy. I looked at it. It's windy like always. Kind of that moderate wind, like 12 to 15, 16 every single day. You got slow past Palom greens. The winning score is kind of going to be that 16 to 20 under more than likely. It's been like 17 or 18 a lot in the past, except for when Joel won. It's a par 72, around 7,500 yard Tom Fazio design. It's got the devil's elbow, Pat.
Oh, I forgot this was the
Remember
devil's elbow.
the devil's elbow or the
Yeah.
devil's weenus, that's your weenus right there.
Wait, what? I'm
You ever
not.
heard that? This part of your elbow, the little skin part right here is called your
That
weenus.
you can like pinch like really
Yeah.
hard and it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's getting into it a
They
little
should have
bit.
called it the devil's weenus. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, par 5 scoring. Here's one thing I did notice, though, Pat. I did a little research, okay? Did a little research. If you look, so in 20 hold on, let me make sure I get this right. Okay. In 2019, only 8 guys out of 21 that finished in the top 20 averaged 295 yards or longer off the tee, okay? So it was very much like just hit it in the right spot, bun it out there, and be done. That was in 2019. In 2020, 2021, and 2022, that number has gone up significantly. Like 62% of the players that finished in the top 20 those 3 years all averaged over 295. We're hitting it longer. We're taking, I don't know if that's a rollback issue. We should get to the bifurcation conversation. Or
Yeah.
if guys are just hitting or playing more aggressively or what that is. But I do think distance should be factored. It's not a must. I mean, if you look at past champions here, you had Chad Ramey last year, not a long hitter. Joel Damon 2021, not a long hitter. Hudson Swafford, not super long. Graham McDowell, not very long. Bryce Garnett, not very long. But I do think that's something to pay attention to. So I'm looking at both distance and accuracy and par 5 scoring kind of plays into the distance factor usually. Opportunities gained, strokes gained approach, comfy on past Palom. That kind of thing is I think what we're looking for. Would you agree?
Yes, absolutely.
You're not paying any attention.
No, I'm paying attention to you. I just, it's a lot. It's a lot when you're looking at 2 different tournaments. So.
It's so much. I know. We're overwhelming, Pat. We can't
Well, I mean, this is your full-time job.
It's your full-time job today. It's been your full-time job today. What are you doing at the top of the board? You betting Matt Wallace at 25 to 1? Been playing great. He was in my sleepers video last week.
I could.
You gonna do it? What are you doing?
I like Thomas Dietrich at 20
Me
to
too.
1.
I like Dietrich a lot at 20 to 1.
Yeah. Now he screwed me a lot at the Honda. I don't know what the hell he was doing at the Honda Classic. He's just kind of.
He's played here 3 times. I can't even believe that.
He's been very good here.
33rd, 46th, 15th last year. Yeah, I think Dietrich's the move here. I mean, listen, I think Wyndham Clark is primed to take this one down, but you can't bet an 11 to 1 Wyndham Clark. I think Joel is an easy fade considering he's been a little off. 18 to 1, I wouldn't do it. Pendra's probably going to be a popular bet. Wallace, I could see being okay. The next one down for me after Dietrich is Ben Martin, who I think you can get at 33 to 1 on Bet Rivers, 28 to 1 on DK if you can't quite, if you don't have access to Bet Rivers. But Ben Martin finished runner-up here last year, almost had it, finished 5th a few weeks ago. I mean, we saw how Ben Martin's just been playing well. He's been making cuts, 13th, 5th in his last few starts. So, I mean, I don't love that I'm betting a guy named Ben Martin at 30 or 28 to 1, but
Why? Just because it's a very average name, you can't
It
bet
just
him?
sounds like a very just vanilla guy, which he probably is. He's probably a nice guy, but it's right.
Yeah, well, plays
Um,
very well here. 2 top 10s in a row, 2nd last year.
can I talk you back into Kramer Hickok?
You can
I'm
absolutely talk me back into him.
dude, God, going into was it Sunday? Did he just crap the bed Sunday or Saturday?
No, it was Sunday,
I mean,
I think.
I had Fleetwood, Clark, and Hickok all on the card. You had Taylor Moore and Fleetwood. We had it surrounded. And Hickok just completely ejected. Eject button, just gone. But I mean, he's hitting it well, and this guy's come
He is.
close before.
Yeah, he's got, our buddy William Lanier on the bag too, so, um,
40-1 on BetMGM is the best number I see.
yeah, I think you gotta go back to him.
Okay.
Absolutely. Playing well.
Um, I'll keep going unless you want to stop me here. You got anybody else in this range?
Well, I mean, are you gonna skip over Akshay?
Oh yes,
You
Akshay.
just don't
No,
wanna
he's
you wanna ignore
41 to
him?
1 on FanDuel right now. Let me check and make sure
Wait,
that.
what is he?
Yeah, on FanDuel he was 41 to 1 a minute ago. Hang on. Let me get there. Let's see, Akshay. Dude, I swear 30 minutes ago he was 41 to 1. He's now 22 to 1 on FanDuel.
Well, DK still got him at 35 to 1.
Okay. Yeah, I think we bet on Akshay here at 35 to 1
Yeah.
for sure.
He's winning eventually, and this could be a good place for him, so, um
Do
who
you
else?
like I like Andrew Novak. Are you an Andrew Novak guy? I almost played him last week and I didn't. Really good iron player, scores on par fives, checks the box there, good in the wind. Opportunities gained, checks the box there. 55 to 1. Right? Yeah, 55 to 1 on
Yeah.
DK. He has I think he played here last year, finished 11th in one start. I think he's a play.
Do you think that, I don't know why you just hate this guy, but Chad Ramey, he won here last year.
Ugh, gross.
You just can't you don't think you can
He
play
is.
him?
I know he's kind of bucking his head here lately, right? With his whatever he was doing at the
Yeah.
championship, where he wanted to act like he was really good, and then
Alright, listen, I'm gonna do this too, by the way. I'm gonna have a special pick for you. So you can go in with your next guys, but look, I have actually a special guest that is
oh
sitting
Lord,
here up here with me, Corn Ferry Tour player Wade Benfield. Now, the fact that he's a Florida Gator,
has Wade
um,
played Corrales? Has he played or not Punta Cana? Has he played Punta Cana?
I don't believe you haven't played Corrales, have you, Wade? Okay. But I want you to pull up the field and give us a pick because I know he knows some of these guys that are in the
Yeah.
field. So I'm gonna get a pick from Wade while he's up here. Um,
What if he gets it right? What should happen? I feel like something should happen.
well, that's where your creative mind comes in here,
Okay,
dude.
if tell Wade we want a winner and a top 20. Okay,
Okay, we want a winner and a top 20.
Winner and top 20.
Yeah.
right. And if Wade gets it right, if Wade gets one of them right, either one, then anyone who has downloaded the Picket app and used our referral code TJ, anyone who does that, we will send you $100 in cash money, Venmo, PayPal. We'll send it to you. $100.
Okay.
That's all you got to do.
There's a lot riding on this, Wade.
Yeah, you
If
got
if
to.
if people if somebody if you hit one of these, somebody's gonna win $100. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Yep, top 20 in and outright.
One top 20 and one outright. Now he doesn't need to know the odds, right? He can just pick one or the other.
Yeah, we can find the odds. We'll look up the odds.
We'll let him know the odds.
Yeah.
But
What
you're
about
under no rush. You got maybe a few minutes to
Yeah, it's
look.
got time.
I haven't picked anybody yet, but did you see the guy named Cougar Collins?
Yes, Cougar Collins.
Yeah. You can hear him?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Cougar Collins is a hell of a name. Let me pull up his. Oh dang! Oh my God. Okay, Pat. Picture right now in your mind. What does Cougar Collins look like? Like
I picture like a younger looking Aaron Baddeley.
Younger looking Aaron Baddeley. Okay. What? Ask Wade in his mind if he pictures Cougar Collins. Well, make sure he's never seen him.
Have you ever seen Cougar Collins, Wade?
No, but I'm looking at his profile picture.
Oh,
No,
he's
no,
looking.
no,
He's
no.
already looking at the picture, so he can't guess.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pull up his PGA Tour profile. Ready? Cougar Collins, baby. That looks nothing like what I thought it was gonna be. Like,
I'm not saying bad. My dad's a CPA, so I'm not trying to. He looks like. I mean,
oh man. Oh shoot.
wow.
Oh, I'm messing this up now, aren't I? There we go.
You're trying to zoom in on him.
He's Canadian? Who the crap? Like, I would think Cougar Collins, you're like a sex symbol. You know, like you've got a strong jaw. You've had LASIK if you have vision problems. You know, you don't have beady little eyes, and your hat bill is bent like it's 1997.
Yeah.
And he looks nervous and scared, and like he ate a lot of Raisin Bran for breakfast or something. I don't know. I just that is not how I pictured Cougar Collins. Anyway,
No, me either. I was totally wrong too.
Ryan Gerard. I think we'd be foolish not to bet Ryan Gerard at
Yes.
66-1 with the way he's playing, the way he played at Puerto Rico a couple weeks ago. Still knocking on the door of that special temporary membership. I think we go there. Hank Lebioda, 80-1, Pat, on BetMGM. He's playing all right now. Like Lebioda's playing solid at the moment. I don't know if people are paying much attention to him. Probably not. He has played here 3 times, finished 36th last year. I don't know. I kind of like Lebioda.
Yeah, I don't mind that either.
Oh, you know who else we missed? Hubbard, 50-1.
Yeah. Oh, that I blame Wade on that because I was going to say Hubbard also, and I forgot.
Yeah, I think we got to bet Hubs. 45-1 on DK now, or 50-1 on MGM, 45 on DK.
Yeah,
I like Hubbard.
he's playing well too.
All right, what's Wade got for us? Unless
do you have anything yet, Wade?
I'm ready.
Okay, he's ready.
All right.
Top 21st. Ryan Brim.
Oh, snap.
Okay, let's find it.
Yeah, I'll find the number.
Yeah. You know, he's just still giving us some facts about Brim.
Ryan Brim is 4-1, top 20.
What is he?
4-1.
4-1, top 20. Okay, I like that.
Okay.
All right, let's get the outright from him. Nick Hardy.
Ooh.
Yes. Okay.
Nick is 50-1 on DK.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, 50-1 Nick Hardy to win, or Ryan Brim to finish top 20 at 4-1. If one of those hits and you have downloaded the Pickett app by the time it hits and used referral code TJ, and we have a list, then one of you we will pick randomly to win $100. We'll send it to you via Venmo. Thanks, Wade. Good job. I think that's it, man. Well, we got to do our top 20 locks. You got top 20s? Okay.
I got a few here.
Told you we hit some good ones last week. All right, my top 20 locks. I'm going to go with is that still a number on Akshay? Surely not. Hold on. I think Akshay's number's probably gotten all jacked up.
I'm seeing plus 190.
That's what I saw too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's one. Akshay at plus 190.
Okay, I'll let you have that one because I got another one.
And then I'm gonna go Hickok at plus 170. I'm buying Hickok and Akshay.
Okay. I'm gonna go with we know he can't win, but Patrick Rogers he can finish in the top 20 in this field. Plus 160.
Okay.
Plus 160 Patrick Rogers.
Okay, who else?
All right, then I'm gonna go with Hubs plus 200.
I like the Hubs play.
Yeah.
My bomb. I'm just gonna go with a straight up. You know how much I love distance, right, Pat? I mean, I love it. This guy is going to check the box in par 5 scoring. He's second in the field. par 5 scoring, 3rd in the field in driving distance, 30th in the field in opportunities gained, 33rd in the field in strokes gained approach. Now you could be thinking to yourself, DB, how is this guy not winning on the PGA Tour regularly? Well, it's because he can't putt to save his freaking life. Finished 39th at the Arnold Palmer. Okay, much stronger field, much harder golf course. Finished 29th at Pebble Beach, stronger field, a course that you can't just rip driver everywhere. But this week, my boy's ripping driver. Serviceman Kyle Westmoreland at plus 450.
I like that. That's sneaky good. I'm starting to wonder if mine's even in this field.
It's hard not to be in the field, right? I mean, you got to be in this field.
Well, I could see him just bailing, but Jason Duffner's really been hitting the ball well.
Duff is here. I see him at 4-1.
Yeah, there he is. Finished T28 here last year. Has really been good though with his irons. So I think Duff at plus 400, top 20. I'll go with that.
Love it. Love it. There we go. That's the betting preview. WGC, Corrales covered. Look out for the betting cards popping out tomorrow and maybe one for Wednesday for Corrales. I don't know. I already put my lock Corrales bets in the Nut Hut this morning in the Discord. So, all right, don't forget to download the Pickett app. If Wade's bets come through, somebody's getting paid. Download the Leaderboard app. If that bet comes through, the Family Sweat bet, somebody's getting paid. It's going to be a good week. We're riding a hot streak. Okay, so let's bend over our bookies. See ya.